My name is Todd Sanchez, and this is my WPS story. 5 minutes left, and we're going outside, so get your last bites. Here at Linwood Elementary, the kids know me as Mr. Sanchez, their principal. From time to time, I get to put on a uniform, and the soldiers I work with know me as Staff Sergeant Sanchez, the 997th Brigade Support Battalion, Seaburn Chemical NCO. I attended USD 259 as a student for all of my education up till I went to college. One of the things that was really big for me when I was younger, I was into wrestling, and wrestling gave me an opportunity to travel to Minnesota, where I attended University of Minnesota Morris. One of the things that became very challenging for me while I was in school was paying for school, and so I had an opportunity to join the National Guard, and school became a lot more manageable through some of the resources that I could get through the Guard. At the end of my junior year, they let us know that we might be deploying the next year to Iraq, and sure enough, school started. I attended a couple weeks of classes, and then I got orders to report to Fort Dix, New Jersey, so I had to withdraw from classes. It was my last semester, my my senior year, so I had about a 17-month break where I got to experience what the active Army life looked like overseas. I came back, and really the only thing I was interested in was just finishing my bachelor's degree. So I did put the education things on hold, and I just finished my degree. Fast forward a couple of years, I still had that desire, and I moved back to Wichita. And I ended up taking a job at South High School as a para, and just kind of wrapping up some of the loose ends I needed to be able to do to get an alternative licensure. And so I was able to do transition to teaching, and a credit my military service was part of the equation that was factored in when I was able to forego student teaching in place of my real-world experience. So one of the requirements when working on your master's in administration is to participate with an elementary school and get experience in that area, since you'll be licensed the pre-K through 12. I chose Enders Elementary, which was very close to South High School. And just from the very first day that I walked in Enders, and I saw the way that the principal interacted with the kids and the kids interact with the principal and the staff, I just fell in love with it. I felt like it was much more in line with the way that I envisioned how I wanted to interact with students. Sound like a plan? Okay. One of the things that's really challenging about being in the National Guard and a professional educator is that there are times when there are conflict. There's times where some of the needs of the National Guard will take you out of the work setting, and there are times when you have to prioritize your job over some of the things in the Guard. So it does create a tension, and I think that throughout 21 years I've realized it's intentional, that the National Guard is meant to be a sacrifice and service is meant to be a sacrifice. And so I think the way that my family and I have managed it both is just to have an understanding that it's not easy. And I think once you come to that understanding that it's not easy and that there's a sacrifice involved in it, it is easier to move forward with it, understanding that is the way that it is meant to be. The support that I've gotten from elementary office and when I was a secondary teacher, that secondary has made it so much easier. There's not been a single occasion where something's come up that there hasn't been somebody who said thank you for your service or they appreciate what we do. It's nice. It's not the same experience that all the people in the Guard get when they communicate with their employers about needs of the Guard, and I can say that it's been a blessing to be in USD 259, to have every single person I've ever worked for not only understand but be encouraging of, continued service. Here soon I'm going to be able to retire from the National Guard. I've put in a total of 21 years. It's been a huge part of defining who I am. I'm really happy with the way that in every single place I've been able to go to in my civilian career, I've been able to integrate something from the Guard and bring it back to education, and then I've been able to integrate something from education and bring it back to the Guard. The Guard is a beautiful thing because you do get just a variety of people, diverse skills, diverse everything, that they all come together for one common purpose, and I think that education gives that same thing. You have a diverse group of people that come together to meet the needs of kids.